Hello and welcome to From the Depths video podcast, episode 1. My name is Nick.
And I'm Elizabeth, and we're here to tell you a little bit more about From the Depths.
So From the Depths, as you'll know, is a physics-based sandbox where you basically build your own vehicles out of different component parts. So you can build anything from battleships to space stations. And it's got a single-player campaign mode where it basically plays a bit like a real-time strategy where you build or you design these vehicles and you build them and you try and take over the world against 8 other warring factions. So what we're going to do in these podcasts is 3 sections. The first section we're going to be taking one of the questions from our forum, from our community, and giving an answer to that. Then we're going to do a masterclass on one particularly difficult aspect of the game. And then finally we're going to take 4 community submissions for vehicles or community designs, and we're going to look at them, and then we're going to pick one of them and put it into the game for the next patch.
So this week's question comes from one of our junior members, Eriku, and the question is, how do I build a fast boat? The issue I have is that when my boat gets fast enough, about 10 meters per second, it skips across the water, losing propulsion for a few seconds, thus decreasing overall speed. I align my propeller to the centre of gravity, as not doing that brings in other issues. So how do we resolve this for him?
Well, it sounds like Eriku's done pretty much everything right, because he's managed to get the nose out of the water, which reduces the drag. But the problem, obviously, is that the propeller is also coming out of the water every time it skips over a wave. So what we're going to do is answer the question by means of a demonstration, where we're going to build like a mediumly fast boat and then turn it into a really high-speed hydrofoil. Okay, so in answer to Eriku's question, we've put together a little boat that does about 10 meters a second. So what we're looking at is the engine here, and then we have the air pump, which will try and keep the water out of the boat, the chair, and the vehicle controller. So I'm going to stop the engines here. And at the back, we have the rudder, the propeller, and we have a simple keel made of lead at the bottom. So if we speed this boat up, and try not to ram the raft, we can see how fast it's going. So it's doing about 10 meters a second. So we're going to now abandon this slow vehicle and go into one that we've kind of retrofitted to be really fast and quite interesting. So what we've done here is we've put some hydrofoil planes on the bottom and angled them up, which means that as we go forward, the front of the boat is going to come flying up out of the water. And then at the back, we've put some jet engines which are above the centre of gravity. So as they thrust forward, they're going to push the front of the boat down into the water. So what's going to happen is we're going to have basically the boat lifting out of the water but not flying off into the sky. And in order to steer it, well, I'm just going to get this thing up to speed first and show you how it works. So you can see that it's now how it's sort of stabilised with every time the hydrofoils hit the water, the front comes up, and then when they go out of the water, the jets push them back in. And then to steer this thing, what I've done is I've put a jet engine on a turret, and I'm using the fire control computer that's next to me to steer that turret. So I'm just going to select the turret as a weapon, and as I look over to the right hand side, the turret's going to face over to the right hand side, and it's going to push the back of the boat around to the left. So if we want to steer for the islands over here, all we need to do is look at them. And if we want to do a turn, we can. So the speed that we're now achieving with this sort of hydrofoil design is about 25 meters a second.
So if you've got any questions that you want answered or any problems you've come across within the game, either comment below, tweet us, or post a question in the forum.
So this week we're going to do a little masterclass session on AI control. And specifically we're going to be talking about making patrol routes and giving like movement waypoints to the vehicles in your fleet. So AI, when you add it to a vehicle, it will sort of naturally take control of that vehicle and attack enemies and then return to you afterwards. And if it's a plane, that will circle above your head and things like that. So they kind of take care of themselves, but occasionally you want to actually go and get them to do exactly what you want. So what we're going to do is we've taken this kind of A10 Warthog design, which doesn't have the patrol card inserted on it, and we're going to upgrade it so that it can actually follow waypoint orders. So we're going to turn this thing on by pressing C and then move it into combat mode, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to fly around and we're going to sit on the back here. Now, just to make sure we don't fall off, I'm going to get into the chair. And now we're going to sort of retrofit it so that it can actually take movement orders. So the way we do that is we go into build mode, pressing B. We press P to shrink all the parts so that we can actually have a good look inside, and we can find the AI mainframe. Here it is, and we can see there's 4 cards already in the AI mainframe. So we've got an aerial movement card, which is going to need target tracker association algorithm. We can get rid of that one for now. Target prioritization and target association. It's actually got 2 of the same cards, so we can definitely get rid of one of them. Get rid of that one. Go into the inventory, select our patrol card, and place it into the motherboard basically. And the patrol card will actually activate a new mode, which you can see here now, called patrol. And the way we make use of that, I'm just going to come out of build mode. The way we make use of that is to press N to bring up the strategic control GUI. And you've already got our harpoons, where it's called selected, but now we have a new option called patrol. So if we click that, you can now see we've got waypoint orders for it that we can give to it. So we've given it one to move over there. You basically click on the C, and then you drag it into the sky to set the altitude. So we're going to give it a kind of patrol route, which is going to be a ring. Now once we've put a few waypoints in, we can press L to make a loop. So now it's going to continuously loop around in this patrol loop forever until it runs out of fuel. We can change the fidelity of the display as well, going from high detail to low detail. If we want to move a patrol route, we can press S for select, and then we can drag it somewhere else. So we can change our patrol without cancelling it. And we can also press X to pull the waypoint out of the loop. So we can go to a 2-point patrol into the sky. So that's how you set patrol orders for your vehicles. What we're going to do now is just show it in action. So we're going to bring up the enemy spawning GUI. We're going to spawn an enemy ship. Bring up our strategic control GUI. Find the enemy, which is over here, and set one waypoint to go to it. You can actually set targets in this mode as well. So what we can do is basically set the sort of bombing run of this aircraft, and it will fly down these lines, and when it gets in range of the enemy, it will shoot its missiles. It's going to be a slow approach for this enemy. So it's going to have it.
How fast has that been going?
Slower than the hydrofoil. So whilst we wait for this thing to approach the enemy boat, we can have a little look at what armaments it's got. So underneath the wings, it's got a missile here on each side. If we have a look at them, we can see they're actually torpedoes. So they've got torpedo propellers, they've got sonars on the front. And then we have 2 laser designated missiles on each side. And then we have 4 infrared seekers, which is this one and this one. So there's 3 different types of missiles, 8 missiles in total. So we set this waypoint to the target. We'll see it come in missile range. So it's dropped its torpedoes into the water, and it's fired its heat-seeking missiles off. So we've gone straight into the ammo barrels and blowing them up. And this paddle boat is pretty much done for now. Now that our bombing run is finished, we can put it back into combat mode, and it will fly off and just take care of itself from now on. So that's how you program waypoints for AI.
So in this part of the podcast, we're going to showcase some community designs. We've picked 2 each, and we've picked them because we think they represent the best parts of From the Depths. So the 2 that I have chosen, the first one is by Magist, and that's the Buzzsaw. And then the second one I've picked is the Indomitable by Hijacker.
And I have picked Mustache Master's Vindicator and Xenon Forge's Amina. So now we're going to show you them in game, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pick the best one, or the one we like the most, and that's going to go into tomorrow's new release.
So the first one we're going to look at is the Buzzsaw. Already, you can see why I've picked this mean machine. I mean, just look at that beautiful gun in the back of it. I mean, what more could you want from a ship?
Yeah, we're going to give this thing basically lots of things to eat. So what it will do is actually, it's got this spinning blade on the front and the spinning blades on the sides, and it will just try and point straight at the enemy and basically cut straight through it. So these little targets are being taken out by the gun at long range. Let's see if we can get it something more meaty to try and get into.
Now, a good thing to mention with this one is it only has one shield, and that is the front shield that you can see here, and it's a strength of 5. So I guess one weakness is if an enemy got around the back of it, then it could destroy sort of the rear end.
Yes, absolutely. You can see these missiles coming up the side. It's pretty cool. So it's got, what are these? These are, yes, missile turrets, really nicely placed along the side. So anytime it misses its target, it can obviously fires missiles backwards at them. Very nice. Let's see if we can find a way inside. Pretty nice looking design. Oh, there's the cockpit. Oh, let's try and get in. It's pretty fast. Let's see how fast it is. It's 26 meters a second. Very fast for a boat. Get inside. It's got automated control blocks. These are things that actually make it constantly speed off over the horizon. You just stop that one now. You can see that now it's no longer. Oh no, there's another one for this. Yeah, so if we turn it off now, it should sit fairly dormant. We go back here. This is where the AI mainframe is stored. Let's see if we can get through the floor. Yes, in here. There's the engine room. Really big engine to power those jets. And what has he put inside these metal boxes? Ammo. Yes, ammunition stored in here inside metal beams. Very sturdy. And there's his shield projector, which is behind a big wall of metal, and there's the spinning blade. Really cool design. Good choice, Liz. So this is Mustache Master's Vindicator, which is a really nice little kind of spacecraft with twin turrets on it. So again, if we spawn in some enemy Sea Vipers for it to engage, you see those turrets move in a really nice way. You know, you can actually point all the way backwards. That's cool, isn't it?
That is good. That is really good. So you can get
fast missiles.
So you get almost 360-degree fire, which is pretty handy in a tight situation.
Yep, it's fast, it turns well, and it hovers over their heads. Does it work in space? Let's go and find out.
Oh, on a little adventure?
Yeah. Up. Okay, we're possibly in space now. Let's spawn another one in. Yes, it does. Those things on the back, those are the ion thrusters. They work in space. So these jet engines are not doing anything really, but it's got enough ion thrusters to do everything you can do in atmosphere, out of atmosphere as well.
And where we can see the shields are protecting the turrets and the front and the rear of the ship as well. So again, it's got some good protection there.
It does. And the shields are on the turret, which is a really nice trick, because it means they're always facing towards the enemy. Good design.
That was a good choice.
Has he got bombs in here? Oh. What's that? No, that's thrusters. Yes, okay, so that's the Vindicator design.
So, this is the Indomitable. The reason I picked this one is I just genuinely really like the style of it. It's a more traditional fleet command ship based on World War I or World War II vessels. But the other reason I like it is look at those turrets. I mean, let's see how much damage they can inflict. Oh,
956.
That is pretty good. That is really good.
Yeah, pretty good.
And the other thing I really like about it is if you can walk to the front of the ship, please, Nick.
Yep, by all means.
Look at this attention to detail. I mean, check out this helipad.
Lovely. Painted rubber. Nice.
So this person has thought about all aspects of the fleet and what the fleet could need. So I think there's some good attention to detail in this ship.
Yeah. In fact, as he says here, it's a helipad, a corporal punishment area and a tennis court. Multi-purpose fleet of the line. Right, so he's also got these really nice little anti-aircraft kind of turrets. You can actually sit in the chair and then you can steer them around. This is really cool actually. I've not actually really seen anyone do this before, mainly because it's quite hard to control it. But it does work.
Wow, that is good.
Yeah. Kudos for that.
You will see about this ship that there is not much defence. There are no shields with it. So, you know, if you have got a barrage of enemy vessels attacking you, can it withstand it?
Well, let's see how thick the armour is. Not thick. one block thick. One block thick metal armour. Now metal's pretty sturdy. Down here in the, I guess, the more important parts, he's got 3 thick, or 2 thick, which is alloy in the middle, which is the lighter one. Oh, and then one or 2 layers of metal armour. But nothing much in here to protect anyway.
Nope.
Let's see what we've got down here. There's the engine room, which I've managed to flood. Big engine, and I guess the walls here are probably a bit thicker. Yes,
Yeah.
so he's got what's called spaced armour, so you've got 1 layer, an air gap, and then some pretty thick armour on the outside. So it's also very, very deep, so I don't think anything's going to be knocking out the important parts there.
No.
Let's see how it fights. Oh, I saw a signpost there. What have we got? The Striders want you, sign up now. So he obviously made this for the Steel Striders, and there's this conscription desk. That's a nice touch. What's this? Striders never die, enlist today.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's attention to detail.
That is attention to detail. We must have a Steel Striders fan here.
Yeah. Right. Don't know how to get out of this, so let's just put it to battle. So we'll give it something serious to fight. Which is the Valiant, which is also actually a Steel Striders vehicle, but they've got the biggest battleships, so it's the only fair fight, really.
There we go. There's the turrets all going for it.
Yeah. From the sky, the turrets maybe look a little bit small.
But they're still powerful.
But they are powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're armoured. Let's have a look at the Valiant. Valiant's launching missiles which never hit anything. Big holes in the side.
Yeah, so
Turrets
it's
got
doing
blown
some
off.
good damage.
In one shot. Ooh. That's an ammo barrel explosion, so that's what the Indomitable was aiming for, I guess.
And it's worked.
It has worked. The Valiant has been pretty much smashed.
Yeah.
How is the armour holding up? It's basically unwounded, so that's a nice ship. So what we have here is the Amina by Xenonforge. It's basically just a yo-yo that flies at about 200-300 meters a second. Still totally unsure how he's managed to get it going so fast, but maybe we'll figure that out when we have a look at it. So probably the only nice way of following this thing is actually in the strategic view. So it's got 2 lasers on the front, or a laser on the front. Let's put it into combat with something and have a look what it does. Give it something kind of bulky to fight. Oh yes, okay. That's very cool. So its entire outer wheels of this yo-yo are on turrets. And that's where the lasers are. So it can sort of point them again in like 360-degree arc.
And is that a 360-degree shield around it as well? So it's got protection from every angle.
That's a total beast.
That's amazing.
So fast that nothing will hit it, shielded, and clearly extremely powerful lasers because it's just blown up that thing's all of its ammo barrels in about 5 seconds. So it's just punching straight through any armor it's got. Let's give it something else to destroy. Maybe a balloon. Angry chicken.
Everyone loves the angry chicken.
Yeah, the angry chicken is the. Oh, there it is. Is a force for the Deepwater Guard, pirated by their mad pirate captain. Let's go and take a look at it whilst it gets hammered. Hopefully before it gets hammered.
It's just going for it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually going for me on my raft. I'm going to need to evacuate. That's why it's very angry. Okay, it's diverted his attention to the Amina. He's coming back in. He is flying, doing a really interesting kind of barrel roll.
It's getting hit though.
Yeah, it seems to have actually.
Yeah, is that it taking some damage?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be shooting.
No.
That's for sure. It's shooting in the right place. It's got laser defense on it, so it's kind of taking out a lot of these missiles that the Angry Chicken launches at it. The Angry Chicken gets its name from this incredibly weird face it has on the front, with missiles firing out its teeth and lasers out of its eyes.
The sort of face only a mother could love.
Yeah, a chicken could love.
What's going on? I had some high hopes for this, but it just...
Yeah, it's kind of baffling as to what it thinks it's doing.
Yeah. Poor Yo-Yo, it's just...
I think basically it's stopped being vertical and has gone horizontal, right? And its turrets move horizontally. So it can't actually, until it straightens itself out, it's not going to be able to actually shoot.
No.
So let's see if we can get it to straighten out naturally by turning it off.
But it is good that you can see those turrets moving 360. That is cleverly done.
Just the wrong 360.
Yep.
I think it's probably lost one thruster. That's the thing. Anything that moves incredibly fast in this game, you knock a thruster off it and it will just go wildly out of control. Which means that's the downside to being so fast. It's very easy to take like really critical damage. So let's spawn another one in. And it's off. I don't know what it is that kicks in after 2 seconds, but it speeds up monumentally after that. So it's kind of got it figured out. Lasers going back, shooting the missiles, knocking lumps off stuff.
So it's doing some damage.
Yeah, I think its lasers are probably really quite powerful. It's like knocking 3 things in one hit, I think. I think it's clearly aiming for something in here if it's not already hit it. Oh, it's got like stone propellers. That's cool. There's a big missile battery pointing straight at it. What's he hit? Oh, yes, he's knocked some ammo barrels off. Here he comes. Aiming straight for the face.
Not the face!
Boom. Okay, so that's the Amina.
So now we're going to spawn all 4 into one big frenzy, and it's basically going to be a fight to the death.
So we're going to start with the Indomitable.
Whoop whoop.
Who we put in on our team. And right along his broadside, let's put in this Buzzsaw as an Onyx Watch force. Obviously in the game it would be a white player's force. I'm just really keen to see what's about to happen actually, because if this thing does what it's supposed to do, and aims at the Indomitable, it's going to be quite interesting if it hits it. So the Indomitable's got armor piercing shells, which is kind of getting through the shield sometimes, but bouncing off others. There's like one really big hit. It's taking some considerable damage, and as its ammo barrel's gone, but it's about in chopping range.
Come on. Oh, don't give up at the final hurdle.
Come on, yes.
Oh, look at that.
Getting in there. Right through. Don't mess around.
Wow.
Yeah. Battleships are pretty cool, but some of the best stuff is the most bizarre stuff. Not to say that it came out of that fight the winner, but it definitely came out of it in style.
Yeah. I still think for me, it's the Indomitable. That's my winner.
Well, we don't know yet. We haven't. It's hard to say. The problem with the Indomitable is it's so massive that you put it into the single player campaign and you'll know about it. Whereas some of these other things, you can have loads of them in a big fleet without taking too much of a toll on processing power and stuff like that. So let's see how the Amina and the Vindicate did.
Wow, that's just
Just smashed it.
That's gone.
Laser to the face.
That
Its
was-
propulsion systems, looking at examine barrels. This thing's just insane, but also stupid. Right. Okay, so it's decision time. You're going for Indomitables.
Yep.
I'm thinking definitely the Buzzsaw.
You want to go for the Buzzsaw?
Yeah, it's much more fun.
All right, let's go. Buzzsaw is this week's winner.
Okay, so in the next patch, you'll see Buzzsaw in for the White Flares faction.
And if you think we're wrong this week, and if you think that we should have picked another one, please comment and we can discuss it next week.
So we're just going to quickly touch on how the development of the game's going, and what we're working on right now, and what we're going to work on once what we're working on right now is finished. So what we're working on right now is sort of a new gameplay mechanic for the campaign, where the world is going to be one big seamless world. Your fleets are going to have to move around on it. So if you build like a fleet of really fast fighter planes, they'll be able to actually get to the enemy faster than your one big battleship sort of thing. So that adds another layer of strategy. To support that, we've added in new fleet mechanics, so you can assign loads of different vehicles to a fleet, set the formation for them, give them movement orders, and they'll kind of take care of themselves after that, so it's less micromanagement of each individual vehicle. And there's going to be trade and sort of loads more resource gathering added to the campaign as well. The next big update after that is going to be custom ammunition types. So it's going to be it's not going to break what's currently there for the custom cannons, but it's going to be more like custom missiles in that you can actually specify all the different components that go into the shell that you're going to fire out of your cannon. So you'll have somewhere in your ship your ammo stores, and you'll be able to customize exactly what the shells are made up of, what gauge they are, what caliber they are, and just be able to create loads more designs and have loads and loads more types of custom warheads, like things like firing repair bots at your friends, or firing scrapping bots at your enemies, or setting up, really particular, intricate kind of warhead designs so that you can punch through armor and then explode into fragments, that sort of thing. So we're expecting that probably at the end of November. Hopefully that should be starting to come into the stable branch.
And please do leave your comments below, tweet us, leave your messages on the forum. We are big about building a community, and we will always try and reply to every message you send us. So again, please, if you have anything you want to add, anything you want to say, do send us a message. And thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, see you next time.
Bye.